Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. In this video, I am going to start a new mini journal project. And I will be using some boxes from bars of soap to make the mini journals. I think the boxes are the perfect size and you have a built-in spine. So there's not much to do with these boxes in terms of structure of a journal, except to trim them to the size that I want. And that's going to be super easy too, because I'm just going to be trimming off flaps at this point. I am going to use Tyvek to wrap the journals. And it works out perfectly because I have two boxes and I have two of these larger scraps of Tyvek that are too small for standard journals, but big enough for these mini journals. So it works out well. As I said, I have two boxes. I already started the process of trimming and wrapping one of the boxes, because I didn't think you need to see me do two of them, but because I am sharing the process with you from start to finish, I will share with you the process on this one. I thought I would also share with you what other materials and papers I'm using and what inspired this. So I have all of this fabric and trim that has been kind of hanging around waiting for the opportunity to be used, and I thought this would be perfect because these fabric pieces are perfect for this size project. These are, I believe, Tim Holtz fabrics, and these are large fabric scraps that I purchased from, I think it was Diane H. as part of a bundle. And I have been wanting to use these beautiful fabrics in a project. And I think these would make the perfect material to wrap the mini journals in. So I will be using these fabrics. This is what started everything. I was organizing, came across this pile of scraps and decided I want to use this, but I don't want to do a big journal project right now. My schedule just doesn't allow for that right now, but small projects are good. And so we're going to do a small journal together. I also want to use some of my vintage yo-yos. These same yo-yos were purchased from Diane H. And I absolutely adore them. I have so many of them and I would love to use them in more projects. So I have that. I also have a bag of just all kinds of trims and laces that I thought might be fun to use. I found this vintage trims by Ken Oliver, and can you see it? It's like so cute, so tiny, and so perfect for a mini journal, because you know you want to find trims that are not going to overwhelm your project. In terms of paper, what I'm thinking for the signatures is I want to use paper from this Celebrate with Paper kit that I picked up at Barnes & Noble's a long time ago. It was in their clearance section, and I believe I got this for $5 if I recall correctly. And it's basically just box of different papers with an instruction booklet to do different projects with the papers. I don't need the instruction booklet because I'm going to do what I want to do, not necessarily what the book tells me to do. But the papers are pretty cool. these are just some ephemera elements. I'll put those to the side. But the papers themselves are nice, thin paper, lightweight paper. And I think they are perfect for this project. So I will definitely be using these papers in the journals. It's also a good opportunity to use up this paper. I've been wanting to use it for a long time. Set it to the side, forgot about it, and again was organizing some things here, found it again, and was reminded that I really want to use this paper. So that is what I'm going to be working with for the signatures. And then I also have, let me just put this to the side. I also have a wallpaper sample book I want to share with you. I have this wallpaper sample book. One of many. We all know I have too many. And this one is called Textual Library. And I absolutely love this sample book. It has smaller sizes of wallpaper, and it has all different types of textures. Makes sense, right? It's called textual. Look at this gold. It is gorgeous, and it just feels wonderful. All of these textures are amazing, and I want to use these in the project as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at this blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Move this up a little bit so you can see it. This white. Just so many beautiful colors here. I think these are perfect for this project. Look at this blue. This blue is gorgeous. Catches my eye right away. Look at this one. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So I definitely have a lot of options here. So I think what I'm going to do is just start the process and see where it takes me. Other than these materials and an idea of what I want to use, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. So let's just get started and see where we land. So I am going to make 2 of them because I do have 2 of these boxes. I did the one already, and so let's do this second one together. I am going to grab my trimmer because I am going to need a trimmer. I am going to use my double-sided red-lined tape. I am also going to need glue, which is in the cup in front of me, and because I'm working with Tyvek, I am going to use the fabric tack glue. It just does a better job at permanently adhering to things other than paper, and this is more like plasticky type paper. What else do I need? I think that's it. I have my scissors, I have all my tools, so let's just get started. So I have the box. Let's start by, well, you know what, let's trim the box before no, let me do it. Let me take it apart. Let me take it apart. What I'm going to do is trim this box. I am going to get rid of this, and all of these pieces here will go. I am going to keep the spine, of course, and these two sides will be the front and back cover. Now I do want the front and back cover to be the same size, so I'm just going to fold this up so that the spine is folded up, and I can just measure what will be a cover. So I don't want to trim off too much because it's a small book as it is. So it looks like we'll be at 2.5 about on both sides. 2.5 there. Before I cut on the other side, let me get rid of these flaps at the top. At the 3.5 mark there. I think that's pretty good. This will leave us with, what did I say? 2.5 by 3.5. It's ATC size. It'll be an ATC size journal. Okay, I am going to take my red line tape and just put some pieces on the edges and anywhere where there's a fold. And I will use, I don't need to cover the entire book cover in red line tape. I can use my fabric tack to fill the gaps for sure. So I hope everyone is doing well. Today is Saturday. Ha! I bet you thought I was going to say Sunday because Sunday is usually my crafty days, but I've kind of decided that I need to start making more time for me to do what I want to do, and that includes spending more time in my craft room. So I have my husband keeping the child entertained and doing stuff with him while I enjoy some time in my craft room. We do have a movie night planned for the entire family. We try to do that every Saturday night. We usually let the kid pick the movie, and he chose Alice in Wonderland, the Disney cartoon. So I'm super excited about that. It's been a while since I've seen it. Love it, of course, but it's been a while since I've seen it. So we're going to watch that. So this is what we have. Now let's get this Tyvek. And just because I have a piece larger than what I really need, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the entire book in the Tyvek. I am somewhere around there, a little bit smaller than that. Well, I should say a little bit shorter than that. Will be perfect because it will wrap the book, and the edge will be what will be the bottom edge of the book, so it's not in the middle somewhere where your eyes will be drawn to it. It'll be down here, almost seamless. So perfect. Let's see. I have been keeping busy doing a lot of art journaling. I've shared one of the videos. I've started a new series. It's kind of, it wasn't planned, but it's just the way it worked out. It's called Journaling with Jeannie. And I'm going to share with you just the different projects that I create in my art journal, my Mosry art journal that was gifted to me by Rosa, who is Sun and Moon Arts here. She gifted me a beautiful watercolor journal by Mosry. And so I have been inspired and motivated to focus on developing my watercoloring skills, which need help. But I'm trying to improve, working hard to improve. And so I'm sharing that journey with ya. So all I did there was add, peeled off the release tape and added some of that fabric tack. Just gonna press this, make sure we got good contact. I do have some bigger projects, journal projects in mind, but I'm just gonna slow that down a little bit. Only because I have so many journals right now. I will be making more journals, but I really have to decide what I want to do with these journals that I'm making, because there are but so many journals I can use in my lifetime. But I love making them, so I want to continue making them. Therein is the dilemma. What do I do with them after I make them? Of course, there are some I'll keep because, you know, but I can't keep everything. I just can't. Still working on my crafty purge. Have lots and lots and lots put to the side that I have to figure out what I'm going to do in terms of destashing it. It's a lot. It really is a lot. All right, so let's add more of this fabric tack to the bottom half here so that we can fold that page, that Tyvek up. I just spread it out because I don't want anything lumpy or bumpy. That will be accentuated by the Tyvek. Fold that up, give that a good press. Are you working on a journal project? What are you working on? I would love to know. And how do you feel about repurposing items to create journals? I love it. I have some pasta boxes, cereal boxes dog treat boxes, all of that, just in a large plastic Ziploc, waiting patiently for me to figure out how I can give it new life. That's perfect. And I will be giving it new life at some point. I want to make sure I get that glue up to the edge because I don't want the edge lifting. Hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can hear that, that's my dog jumping off the couch. Yes, he's allowed to be on the couch. He's a family member. He can do what he wants. Okay. Now, we use, do I have a smaller one? I do, but where is it? Here it is. Start training that spine. I'm just using this tool with the little spear, round little edge there. Oh, I don't think I need to put more glue. When I lifted it, I didn't put more glue. There we go. Just going to use this tool to push the Tyvek into the fold there, make it easier. To close with a cover like that. We have some excess Tyvek on the ends here, so I'm going to trim that a little bit. Just going to use my little right angle tool here to create some perfect right angles. And then I'm going to have some excess here, just because I'm going to try to eliminate bulk wherever I can. I'm going to trim that off. On both sides. Most of my watercolor videos are a speed run through the process because I just don't have a lot to say and don't think you would enjoy just, you know, an entire video of nothing but silence. But with this video, I don't plan on speeding up the process in any way. At least that's not the plan now, unless I feel it's getting a little too tedious. I think that looks good. How cute. So adorable. So stinking cute. And we have 2 of them. Oh, they look to be about the same size. About. Looks like one might be just ever so slightly wider than the other. I'm not sure why that is, considering they were boxes from the same brand, but that's just the way it worked out. So we have 2 covers now. I think I am going to clean up this mess and then come back and let's pick some fabric and wrap these cuties up in some fabric. After much fussing, I think I've landed on a fabric. I am going to use this large scrap of the Electric Elements by Tim Holtz, and this one is called, I think, Special Delivery, right? And I think what I'm going to do is try to cut it so that this red, this area right here, will be the cover of one of the journals, and then this area up here with the 2 postage stamps will be the second journal. And if I'm lucky, I don't think it'll work out, but you never know, this area here will be on the spine, or pretty close to the spine of the book. So let me grab my fabric. No, I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz scissors. I think I put my fabric scissors away. So let's put you to the side. And I think would be nice I think we want to go higher. Yeah, somewhere around there, roughly. Definitely want to leave enough for it to wrap around and cover the inside as well. And I'm probably cutting this piece a lot bigger than it really needs to be, but better to have too much and cut away any excess than you don't have enough. And can't fix that problem. It's easier to take away than it is to add. Okay. I think that would be perfect. So we have the piece for that journal. Let's cut the piece for this journal here. Okay. So this is what we are working with. I am going to use my fabric tack to adhere the fabric. Oh yeah, plenty left. I really have to focus on those corners and make sure they get covered because I don't have any metal book corners that are small enough to work on a journal like this. I just have the standard size ones, which I would imagine will look huge and completely off if I use them on these projects. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Certainly don't plan on using them. But if I mess this up, I guess I'm going to have to figure it out. So I am going to take my fabric tack and completely cover the front of this journal with the glue, and then use my fingers to smooth it out. So I definitely don't want any globs of glue that can potentially seep through the fabric and stain. I didn't do any kind of test on this fabric, so I don't know how it's going to react to this glue. Just occurred to me, maybe I should have done that, but c'est la vie. No going back now, right? And you know what? If the fabric doesn't work out, then it becomes a double wrapped journal, because I will just wrap it again in something different. So I think we probably want it somewhere around there. I hope. I'm committed. I did it. And it doesn't feel like the glue is seeping through, which is fantastic. The question is, what am I going to do with these journals, you guys? What would you use the journal for? If you had these 2.5 by 3.5 size journal, what would you use it for? Could be an address book. It could be, since it is the size of an ATC, it could be a spot where you save your ATCs, but that'll bulk up quick, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's see how we're going to do these corners. I can't mess this up. I think I'm going to just, I always mess this up. I think I'm going to fold the outside in on each of the corners. Ooh, we don't want that. Oh my gosh, that's a pokey tool. Almost poked a hole in my journal. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I think that's, yeah, That's the front. Adorable. How cute. And I think we want a piece of fabric here to cover up some of that white. Oh my gosh, that's almost perfect, but I think we want something a little wider. Let's make sure we don't cut from that. Do we want to cut it so that the special delivery is in the middle there? That would be cute. Why don't we just do that? Get to use that. And again, I'm going to cut wider than I need. I do want it to come over the fold a little bit, so when I put the paper to line the inside, there's some on both sides. Yep, we're gonna do that. This is what happens when you wing it. I think I'm going to, I'm gonna risk and put it on the actual fabric itself. Seems to be working out well, so, you know. How cute. Look at that. Number one is done. With the fabric, that is. We still have to figure out the paper for the inside, but the fabric is done. Love that. Very cute. So before I start fussing with this paper to line the front and back cover, let me go ahead and just wrap this cover up. There is the cover. Cover 1 and cover 2. Now we just need to figure out paper for the inside, and the covers are done. How cute, you know. Interesting. So I think what I'm going to do now is try to figure out what I want to do for the insides, and I'll be right back. I decided to use some Tim Holtz backdrops paper to line the journals. This one is volume 2, and it has 24 double-sided sheets of this beautiful paper. Here are the patterns. It's beautiful paper. It's kind of hard to decide what to use, but I did manage to finally land on this paper, which is this kind of like grungy, rusty green on the one side, and it was ledger paper or a ledger of some type on the other side. I am going to use the side with the ledger, and I cut 4 pieces, and I didn't use a straight edge trimmer. I used my decal trimmer so that I would have these really pretty deckled edges on the paper. And I think I am going to distress the edges using ground espresso. Yeah, ground espresso is good. That should work out just fine. Yeah, I like that a lot. And I think it works well on both journals. So I am going to glue these on. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I have the journals right side up. That would be sad. So right side up, and make sure I have the papers right side up, and right side up. So all I have to do is glue these onto the inside of each of the covers, and we are good. And I think that will do it for this video. Next video, we will put our signatures. Well, we will get our paper together for the signature, right? And I'm hoping by that time I would have made a decision on how many signatures I want. That is so cute. Perfect. And I think the covers are done. I don't know that I'm going to add a ring fastener here because the ring fasteners I have are pretty large. I will look through my stash and see if I have something a little smaller than the Tim Holtz ring fasteners, or maybe I will audition the Tim Holtz ring fasteners and see if they will work. But here we have it. We have our 2 mini journal covers, and I think they turned out really well. Very pretty, super cute. And in our next video, what I'm going to do is work on the signatures. And also make a decision on what I want to do with the spine and what, if anything, we want to do to the front. Do you think the front of the covers need to be embellished any further, or should I just leave it that way with the fabric? I think the fabric is gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. Do I want to cover that up? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. So that is my share for this video, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to join me for episode 2, where I will continue to work on these journals. And I will catch you all in my next video. Until next time, bye-bye.